to the Double Diana's podcast, where we stitch
and bitch
and talk about everything craft with your hosts,
the Dianas. And today we're featuring a special guest,
Dyanna.
What? Today we are finally announcing our special guest.
First
Not
interview.
only a third Diana,
hell yeah,
but a third fiber artist.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Three.
freaking kidding me? 3Ds.
Not even
Triple
ready.
Diana podcast.
Triple
today.
Dianas. Triple Ds.
Triple Ds. We already recorded a lovely interview with you, Dyanna, and
We did.
Unfortunately, we had some technical issues,
Mhm.
and it's lost to the world, and was only consumed by three Dianas.
The three of us, yeah.
But it was magical and special, and we want to come back to do it again. So thank you so much for having.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're gonna recreate the magic, but even more than that, we're going to create new magic, right?
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're different versions of ourselves today.
It's true. That was
Than we
6
were.
months ago.
Yeah.
So true.
That's so true. So, guys, a little more official welcoming of our host. Her name is Dyanna Csaposs.
Mm-hmm.
I have been practicing her last name. If you ever see it written down, it's like CS, and it's hard. It's hard to know what to do when two consonants are together sometimes, especially those. She is a fiber artist, and she's also a painter. She has her own clothing brand she's going to tell us about. She is effortlessly cool.
So cool.
And it's not just because she's a Dyanna. It's just her vibe. But we're so excited to have her. So welcome.
Yeah, we tried to
Thank
dress
you.
like her today. Because,
We did. We were inspired.
We were inspired. Well, I was inspired because Dyanna had like the sickest outfit on, effortlessly like buttoned up all the way to the top. And I was like,
top button.
wow, like I want that. And so I bought this shirt specifically to button up all the way at the top.
Yeah, like Western style, guys.
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
she had on one of her hand painted scarves, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
with this
did.
like awesome little like bolo tie thingamabob.
Yeah, and I was very inspired, so I saved this shirt today. If you all are watching
If
on
you're
YouTube,
watching.
you can see our shirts. And then I came over to Diana's house, and she was like, "Well, I'll wear a Western-y shirt."
Yeah, she literally walked in. I was like, "You're looking very Diana with a Y today."
I was like, "Thank you for noticing." I was like, "That's my."
And I was like, well, I gotta do that too. So I pulled out the shirt. I'm wearing my grandmother's old shirt. That's another Western shirt and a little bolo tie.
Yay!
I love that.
Yeah. My button is not buttoned at the very top though because it's not flattering shape for my figure. So
That's okay.
this is an interpretation.
Inspired. It's inspired.
I love it.
Okay, so I interrupted your intro. So sorry.
Yeah. Well, so I wanted to tell our viewers,
Or one viewer.
our
my mom.
one viewer, your mom,
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Our listeners at home, or maybe you're at the gym. I don't know where you are.
Mhm.
So I was going to tell them how we met, Dyanna with Y. So I met Dyanna first through our mutual friend, Leslie, which I also feel like this is a Leslie outfit vibe.
It is.
The two of us as well.
Mhm.
Shout out to Leslie. So I was teaching a one-day weaving workshop, and Leslie was the one who like organized the event. And she called me or texted me, and she was like, "I have this other woman who wants to take your class. She like just came in. Like, can we squeeze her in?" And I was like, "Yes, of course. I would love to teach more people weaving." Then I come to find out her name is Dyanna. She's also into fiber arts. She walks in with this cool ass like poncho on, and like I was like, "Who is this woman?" And we obviously had to be friends. And then I think we had like a open studio event, and then Lil D met Dyanna.
And I was like, what a third fiber Dyanna? Because we were talking about the podcast then too.
We had been. I think we had at least recorded a couple like random first episodes.
Yeah.
That may have not even been released. But we knew we had to have her on the podcast.
I know. 3 Dianas together.
The three of us.
It's like it's rare to have a Dyanna, but it's rare to have a fiber artist, period.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
I agree.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do too. It makes it feel extra special.
I wonder what the mathematical chances are of that.
I would love to know that as well. If
But I
anyone
don't
is
know how to do
into
that.
statistics out there,
I don't either.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Someone let us know.
Somebody let us know.
Do you have, for me, in my family, there's a lot of there's a lot of Dyannas, and all of them are textile as well.
Oh, see, that's wild.
Maybe there's something in the air about Dyannas and yarn.
I mean, I guess there has to be a
There's
relationship
something.
there. There's something. And if not, then we're making it a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're starting a revolution.
We're starting it now.
Love it.
Well, I guess we're going to jump into some lovely questions. So we're going to get to know, well, we kind of know her already. We're going to let you guys get to know her. And we're going to talk about craft.
We're going to talk about craft. First, I want to know, like, tell us a little, give your introduction. Like, what do you want people to know about you and your art practice and your small business and
tell us.
And you.
Yeah. First of all, I'm Dyanna with a Y. A Dyanna.
You know,
and 2 N's.
Two N. That you are the second Dyanna I've actually met with that spelling before.
What? The 2 N's and everything?
2 N's and a Y.
Wow.
Yeah.
In America.
In America, a friend of a friend as well.
Okay. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
wild.
it's very,
I agree with you.
Rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider myself a artist, fiber artist, maker, creative person in general, a seeker. I'm always seeking to further understand myself and just what it is to be a human on this wild spinning rock that we're on. Yeah. And I think that's probably like being a seeker and being someone who's also very sensitive to outside world and to my own inner world is kind of what feeds me creatively. And also I think like it's like the main voice in my life. And I would say probably right now in my art also. And yeah, I have a fashion brand. It's called Serpin. And the name comes from the connection of the cosmos and the earth coming together. Ooh, like being both
chills
in the cosmos, right? Connected to the great mystery or whatever we want to call the thing we don't understand. But we are a part of, if not all that, and the ground, right? Like our earth and what it is to be human. That's where the name Serpent comes from.
That's so cool.
I want to interject with the question. Serpent, obviously I think serpent, and then we get to, snake imagery. Is that tied in?
Yeah, definitely. Transformation. When I started the brand, I really wanted to make clothing that people could wear to embody who they were, to honor themselves, right? Like honor your temple, honor your skin, honor your body.
Oh, I love
honor
that.
Your skin.
When I think of like crafts and fiber art, I think of like very much like identity. Like when you wear something that's so special to you like that's so like rich in history and like the process. Yeah. It's very giving.
Totally.
Serpent.
Well, and I always love when textiles and like clothing, specifically, is called your second skin. Because it sits on your skin, it protects you. Hopefully it brings you comfort or like good energy, confidence, all those good things. So yeah, I'm digging that.
Everyone, check it out. Where can we find you?
Yeah, where can we find you?
On the World Wide Webs, it's serpen.co, SERPEN.co, and on the Instagrams it's serpen_collective.
Ooh,
perfect.
I like that. Serpin Collective.
We're gonna repeat that at the end.
Yeah,
we will, and it'll be in the show notes. Absolutely,
yes, obviously. Okay, well, what does speaking of craft, what does craft mean to you? What do you think of when you think of craft? How does it play a role in your life and art? Yeah, craft to me is a return to our natural state of using our hands and our bodies to create. And I see it as what our ancestors did, and this continuation of, again, like this body-mind connection. Yes. And that can be for function, it can be for beauty, it can be for art, it can be any capacity. It's not about even, I don't think, what the end result is. It's about the actual like making. The process. We talked about that at some point. Yes. Yeah. And I think like this
to me, it's really it's the hands, right? It's and it's not always just hands, right? It can be a larger body function that you're using, right, to create, but it is like of the body. It's not just of the mind, right? It is more so the body, I think, than the mind.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Just because it's about really working with your materials, manipulating those, and making something functional or beautiful or whatever, like you said.
Yeah. And to me also, it feels like there's something with like there's a remembering, right? That like that is also what it is to be human, is to create. You know, I believe everyone is creative.
A remembering. What do you mean by remembering?
That. Yeah.
Like your body is remembering?
Yeah.
Like,
oof.
I imagine like just imagine a simple process of like weaving with hand, right? It's like my body remembers that my ancestor before me did this, and also there's like a remembering of who I am in this like physical weaving, right? Especially when I think crafting can be so meditative, right? So it is this like, again, like return inward, and like there's just a physical remembering, you know?
An introspection.
Yeah.
I have 2 comments about the memory. So my first thought when you're talking about like a remembrance was like, I think a lot about how fiber and textiles have like a memory, like they can hold shape of something, but it can no longer be there. So like you can do shape resist with fabrics and stuff. But then, so you could have this form, but the object that made it is no longer present. And I feel like that's pretty true for like working with clay or like maybe even glass. There's that like memory that the material carries from your hands. But then the other thing I wanted to mention and ask about, you mentioned us remembering something. Is that like past lives-y to you, or what is, how, or are we just like connecting to ancestors? Like what is?
Yeah, I think it could definitely be past lives, right? For somebody that maybe had a past life that they were, let's say, a basket weaver or something, right? There could come these memories from a past life through that, definitely. But what I'm like, kind of the essence of what I'm talking about is an ancestral remembering, right? Like we used to make and build and create every single thing that we used in our life, both like for ritual, for function, for beauty. So I think there's a deep remembering in that about like what it is to be human. It's also the memory that's held in the actual fibers, right? Now, if we all had sheep farms, we would know exactly where the wool came from, that we then turned into the fibers and spun it and carded it and everything, right?
Yeah.
But it's also like, even with the raw materials we're working with, those already have a memory, right? And those memories are coming forward. And then it's like reading a book, right? And then there's new memories put in with those memories.
I like that. So I didn't even think about
there's like
that raw
so many processes
energy
that you have to go through before you can even do the process.
Totally.
Right? And then once you're done with that process, you like wear it, which is a different process.
Right. Right.
Guys, it's all about the process here.
Yeah.
It's about the journey, man.
It's about the
How many times do you think we've said that exact sentence on the podcast? Someone listening, do a count.
Do a count. Whoever's doing the crunching the numbers for how many Dianas there are, and the odds of the 3 of us being together.
Right. Okay, so
you just tack that onto your task list.
Yeah.
I want to get to this next question, which is, how did you find fiber art? How did you find craft?
How did it find you?
Yeah.
How did you arrive there?
Good question. So I've always been a maker my whole life, and I went down the road of graphic design, which was the road that was
talk about capitalists.
I know, seriously. Well, of course, because my parents were like, you can't be an artist, you can't be a creative, you're gonna be poor, which that's a whole other thing, right? So so I did what I was supposed to do, even though like I'm a rebel and didn't want to, and I went to school for the creative job that could also make me money. So I did that for a long time. It was very successful, and always knew that that was not like, that's not enough for me, right? To just make a paycheck. And I always knew that I would leave and dive more into like my craft. So I actually ended up going back to school for fashion design in New York City.
Fashion.
In New York City?
Yeah, I went to Parsons.
Yeah.
Wait,
Where?
what?
Parsons. Yeah.
Nice. Very
that is
cool.
so awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I love being in school for art. It's the most like rich container, right? Of like other folks that are also so deep into like their creativity, and you're also being pushed and you're being critiqued, and you have teachers that are inspiring. So I actually like adore being in like a creative learning space, and it was incredible.
Such a hopeful environment. They're like,
it is.
Anything is possible. You have your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah,
totally.
Absolutely.
What are you gonna do? Prove it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And
which is so good.
There's so many like shared resources in places like that.
Yeah.
I think I have found since like being in school and then not being in school and then becoming a teacher and then whatever. When you leave, it's like, wow, there are so many resources there, not just people, but like tools or space and materials,
support.
Like
other folks that are just there to support, you
Absolutely.
know, which I find that, not to get off topic, but that's what's missing in so many, like when we go off into our individual, you know, little workrooms. I miss the support of a container. You know, I miss the support of just someone being like, you know what? Yeah, you're killing it.
Yeah, the community,
you know?
right?
Yeah, the community.
Absolutely.
Someone to like witness you. Almost.
Yes. And make
absolutely.
That's a great way to put it. Someone to witness. No, it's so
very
true.
true.
Because then it makes you feel like you're not just in a vacuum and making shit, and you're like, okay, it just we all sit together in this room, me and my yarn and my whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in school, went back to school for fashion, and I knew right away I would like birth my own brand, because that's the person I am.
Yeah.
But I took a lot of classes on sustainability and fashion. I almost dropped out of fashion school once I learned actually the impacts of the fashion industry on the environment.
It's rough.
Yeah. But then I was like dedicated myself to only making sustainable stuff, which is what I do today. And it's very important to me. But I spent a lot of time in natural dyeing and in experimenting with natural dyeing.
Yes,
and,
queen.
Yeah, all these aspects of sustainable craft making, fiber work. And that was like the highlight of, you know, something I took away that like was so empowering and just was exciting to me. So when I, you know, created my fashion brand, Serpin, was all about embodiment and, you know, like we discussed, like honoring your temple. And I've had that brand for, I think we're probably coming up on 9 years now, 8 or 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I really started taking a lot of the garments that I made and dyeing them.
Oh yeah.
And then so that kept like, I was like, okay,
I love
it's all the creative part that I love. That's the
fire.
juice. Yeah. It's the rest of it that I'm always like, I don't, you know,
the marketing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's not my thing. But that led to a continued wanting to like express more in like dyeing, and I do a lot of shibori dyeing. And then I would say in this last year, I've gotten really into painting on silk.
Ooh, that's right. You've done some workshops, right, for painting and silk.
Yep, teach a bunch of workshops.
Yeah,
and and that's kind of like how I've got here. And my mom was always like making something in the basement all the time.
Okay,
you know, like every Christmas was like a handmade thing.
Cute.
So I think that also came from her. And I took like every kind of like, you know, workshop or class as a kid you could, and was always coming home with all the things.
Yes.
So, you know, I think it was all fueled by all these different things. And again, like just wanting to make, right? It's like the hands, like wanting to do the things is what is just natural.
Yeah, it's innate, right?
Yeah.
It's just it just springs forth from your well, and it's like it was always there. It wasn't like brought forth from something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel similarly. and just like the compulsion almost to like make something,
right,
whatever it is.
Right.
Do you feel like that?
I feel like that. I mean, I feel like I have to make something when I'm like watching TV. Like I can't just. I mean, maybe that's ADD or whatever, but
could be linked.
I don't know. I just think I just find it like a waste of time if I'm not tinkering with something like fibery.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
Or I have to be playing like a deep strategy game, and that's me.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah. Stardew
Yeah.
Valley or like Castles of Burgundy. Anyway.
So, all right, back to our little list of questions. So you are a working artist. You have your small brand business. How do you structure your day? Because that we've talked about that before, about like how we've like gotten, you know, certain jobs and just like having weirder schedules because we are creative. So what does a day in your life look like?
Yeah. I start every day with my practices, which are basically embodiment practices, grounding and centering. I used to do morning pages every day, and I kind of dip in and out of them. If I'm going through a rough patch, either creatively or personally, morning pages are always my go-to practice, which comes from the artist way.
Yeah,
just
which,
to
for
name
anyone
that.
listening, it's 3 full pages of just brain dump writing.
Yeah. And like manually, not on a computer.
Yes,
no, not
with your
not
hand
on a computer.
and a writing instrument.
Yeah. And that like that time in the morning is how I like meet myself, right?
What time are we talking? Like 7 a.m.?
Yeah, when do you get
5
up?
a.m.,
Totally depends.
10 a.m.
I am a big advocate of like sleeping as long as you need to.
Hell yeah.
I'm so here for that.
So you're not setting an alarm?
I do set an alarm, but not all the time, right? So this morning I set an alarm for 8:30. I'm someone who needs minimum 9 hours of sleep.
Girl, welcome to the club.
Yeah. And I like honor that. I'm like, this is actually what I need. And I'm at like a chapter in my life where I can have that.
I love that.
Yeah. And it might not
that
always
too.
be so. There's some days where things are busier, if I have markets, or if something like, I know things will shift in my life. And if I have to get up at 7, I will, you know? But I also like love the juiciest, most delicious part of my day is when you first wake up.
Ooh, yeah.
And you're just in the bed, right? And it's before your mind really comes on. It's like you're still dreaming, but you're not. But there's something about that space for me that I just like to sit there and I just like, I don't know, stretch a little, like just feel the warmth of the sheets still.
Hell yeah. That's when
have,
Georgia and I cuddle, like that's like our most intense cuddle time.
That's
is
when
like,
I cuddle with my cat.
Yeah.
He's so obsessed with me in the morning. Wait, okay, I have a question. You don't wake up with your phone alarm then?
Oh no.
Do you have an alarm clock, right?
Yeah, analog.
Yeah. I turn off Wi-Fi at night.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She has some strict boundaries, but that's good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How does your partner feel about that?
He's on board.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, we don't
Partner support.
ever have phones in the bedroom. We're not like big he's more of a phone person than I am, but we have a basic understanding of like when we're together and we're, interacting, that like we don't have our phones.
I love that. That's
too.
so important.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yeah. Analog alarm clock, Wi-Fi off at night, blackout curtains, because sleep is like really important.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like we're like downloading information at night, right? Like I set intentions when I go to bed, especially if I'm having like a creative problem or something. It's like, please allow me to have please allow me to have clarity about like this creative problem I'm looking to solve.
Man, you're just like so intentional, man.
I know, constantly.
I just really, that really inspires me. I love that.
Yeah.
When I think that our nighttime, like right before bed and then right when you wake up, those two routines have always been the most essential to me for someone who like needs some structure but like can't have full structure 24/7 or I'll get really bored.
Totally.
Yeah.
But like I've always in everything, to me those are like the most essential times to have a routine and to stick to it. Because they're kind of, I don't know. I like those parts of the day.
Yeah.
When I don't have, it's like you're not really obligated to talk to anyone. Mm-hmm. And I love the way that you honor those times.
And nice. I think that our habit as a society is very like phone consumer,
1000%.
like when those times are happening. So
yeah,
I think that it makes us all like way more creative and centered and happy and not just productive to like the system, but like productive as a community like member.
Yeah.
To like, not just look at what people are paying you to look at.
Totally.
And just like think about what difference you can like actually make in yourself and in the world. Oh, I'm obsessed with that. Okay, so you have your morning time.
Yes, yeah.
And then, so I do my morning time, and then once I feel, and each day it's kind of different. Sometimes I might be doing some like, yoga kind of stretching, but I'm doing my practices. And then, again, if the brain is really active, that's when I'm doing like a lot of writing. And then I have a lot of freedom, right? But I also have structure. Because structure, I feel so strongly, is like actually what allows freedom, and like structure sets us free.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So at the beginning of each week, I have my like to-do list, and then within my to-do list, I make like I parse those out into what I'm going to be doing each day. That way I'm prepared. Am I going to go to the studio? Am I going to work from home? And it depends because, like every creative, I have a lot of buckets that I'm like working out of, right?
Lots of buckets.
Yeah. And otherwise too, right? It's like, unfortunately or fortunately, we have to have a balance of creativity and also then more administrative stuff when you do like work for yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, I would just like never do that stuff if I didn't have some structure.
Yep.
So I give myself kind of an allotted time to be free, and then I go into the structure.
Do you like to start your day off with some like real free creative time? Or do you have to do a structure first?
It depends on like the day. And if like I'm also like give myself freedom within my schedule and structure, especially because I know my tendency is to be overproductive, right? Like I was raised in a house of like overproductive people and perfectionism. So I'm like aware of these, like that conditioning for myself and my own tendencies to continue that. So I also give myself graces, right? But if I absolutely give myself like, okay, all day today, all I'm going to do is be creative. And it doesn't matter how it goes. It's not like necessarily for anybody. I'm just going to like this whole entire day is going to be that. But then I prepare, right? So I like have my food available, so I'm not needing to like go figure that out or, and I just let it be that and let it be in flow.
It's kind of like morning pages, but all day.
Right.
But
right.
all day.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that like also makes me feel really balanced in the like productivity, if you will, because then I'm also on the days that I have to do a little bit like more computer related admin stuff or whatever, business stuff, I feel like, okay, I can do this because I'm not just trying to do that.
Because being creative is like kind of exhausting.
It's a huge output.
Yeah, definitely. You can't do it 24/7. You have it's the output. So you have to have time for input as well.
It's like we were talking about cross stitch last episode.
Yeah.
Because I just created this huge cross stitch.
Yeah.
And there's like tiny little parts where you like have to like, change your...
Super meticulous and detailed.
And then there's like huge sections. So like whenever I'm doing those little sections, I'm like excited to get to the big sections. Whenever I'm getting to the big sections, it's like I'm really excited to get to the smaller parts where it's like more, anyway.
It's a balance, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, it's so hard to create structure, like just for myself though. Like that's so impossible. Like I need other people to... I need to
like accountability a little bit. Yeah. That helps for me too. That's accountability is definitely a good push because I definitely fall into procrastination like hardcore. I'm like, if I don't want to do it and it's not due like immediately, then I'm like, I don't need to do it right now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
So having
self-structure. Do you have any tips?
Yeah. Do you have tips? Because I think that's really hard as anyone who's self-employed, and also, you know, just encouraging you're your own studio manager.
You're everything.
Yeah. So talk to us about that.
A couple of things I would say is for me personally, my environment has so much to do with it, right? So at home, it's really easy for me to do certain things where at other times I'm like, I cannot do those things at home because there's too many distractions. And the physical act of like, you know, putting your coat on, leaving and going to another space, even if that's a coffee shop, right? That changes something, right? Like now you're all of a sudden like in that mode. So when I go to the studio, there's no distractions, right? Like I can, of course, make a distraction with my phone, but there's no, like, I don't feel distracted. I feel very focused. Yeah. It's like I put on my work outfit. You know what I mean?
Totally. The right fit. Yes. The right fit.
COVID, like, I had that pair of jeans that like was too tight, but I like needed them sometimes.
Right. To not just let yourself go. Together. Right.
Yes.
Totally. 100%.
Remember who you were before you had to
sit myself up to feel like a real person again.
100%.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So environment, and then also literally just having an accountability person. Which for me, like right now, is my partner. And so we will go to a coffee shop once a month and we sit down and we both talk about what we're working on this month, what we can help each other with.
I love that.
That makes me want to cry. That's awesome.
Yeah. But Dyanna, it's just like you said, it's the witnessing.
You're right.
That's all it is. It's like, oh, you can, like somebody is seeing behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And if I feel stuck on something, right? Like, oh, do you think this? There's some input, but it's really not even about that.
No, it's not about what they even say.
No.
It's just the acknowledgement that like you made a plan, you're sticking to it, you're doing the thing, and you are following through.
Yeah.
It's like you just, you have like a purpose.
Yeah. And that's the accountability, you know? Yeah.
I love that. It's so awesome. So I want to talk about something, my favorite thing that we talked about last time that we
our practice interview.
Yeah. I don't even know how to ask this question, so hear me out. Like, I just remember you told us about going like full method artist. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we did talk about that.
I remember we talked about that. Yeah.
I want to like just
during the residency.
The residency, and then maybe.
Yeah, remind me of the pointers of what that is.
I don't even know if it was during your residency.
Disconnect from people.
You were telling us about an experience that
I'm sorry, I can't remember.
You were like locked in your house or something. You were like no distractions, no phone.
Yeah.
You were
like
flies. You didn't see any.
The flies.
The flies.
Yeah,
tell us about
please tell us about that whole journey, because
that was such
I remember being so inspired.
Totally. That's really stuck out.
And now I can't remember any details.
And we need to hear about the flies again.
Totally. I know. I was like, oh yeah, the flies. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. Thinking back. Actually, on that was such a pivotal moment in my life, and I didn't know until afterwards. But so this was when I was still working as a freelance designer, and this was during COVID, and I was insanely busy. Okay, and a lot of people around me had time off, and you know, I was like really jealous of like, no, I want that. Like, I really need time off to find out who I am as a creative, as an artist, right? Because I was ready to make that shift, like leave my job, which is terrifying, right?
Yeah.
But I was also like, I need to like first find out who the fuck I am as an artist, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took 3 months off of work. I was living by myself. I had very little furniture. And I had like just moved to the place I was living. So I also didn't know that many people, which was like perfect. And so I decided that every single day, and I can't remember for how long this period was, but it was a decent amount of time, like multiple weeks. I was not going to watch TV, and I wasn't going to be on my phone, like no social media, nothing like that. I was only going to use it to like talk to people. You know what I mean? But so there was zero distractions. And so every day I would wake up, and this was when I was writing a lot of poetry. So I'd wake up on my typewriter you know, and I'd do my morning pages, you
Full
know.
analog.
Wait, morning pages on your typewriter?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the best because you can't even move fast.
Yeah.
It's so much slower, right? Like it's not even as fast as writing.
Yeah, you really have to sit with your thoughts.
Yeah, and the discomfort of like, for me, I am like a fast mover.
Yeah.
And my current purpose right now, like my current intention is to slow down. Right? So everything is about like slow down. Even when I'm writing, it's like, why am I writing so fast? You know, it's like I can't catch up with my thoughts. Like they're going to somehow go away, but they're not. Right? So yeah, typewriter, doing morning pages, right? It's kind of like get everything out of the brain. And just to go back, the reason why I set out to do this also was that I wanted to be bored. Okay? I like lived in major cities for 2 decades. I was like full speed into my career, all these things, everything was scheduled. I was living like my full life, right? But I was like, I want to be bored, and I'm going to set the intention to be bored, to see creatively what comes out of that space.
Yes.
Oof.
Okay? Especially because we are impacted by everything that we see, right? Like, how do you find inspiration when you're constantly being shown inspiration, right?
Yeah.
What is your inspiration? What is Dyanna's internal inspiration, right? So this was like why I set this container and why I wanted to like be bored. And like, it sounds so simple, but like that act of being bored in this modern world container that we live in is actually quite hard.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it's so simple and easy, and we're trained, right, to just go find the thing to be unbored. So yeah, after writing my morning pages, I would then write poetry and just like as much as was there, right? And then I would do whatever else came. But really mostly what it was.
Sorry, did you like leave your job to do this?
I took 3 months off.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I was working freelance for a company that I worked at for multiple years. And so I told them, hey, I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm taking 3 months off.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that
so
was
grateful
the
that
container.
they were able to do that for you.
Oh, I didn't get my job back, but it's okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But it was meant to be like literally I was like, I was saying to the universe for years, like, I'm ready for this change, but like I don't know how, and I'm scared, right? So like I knew it was going to happen. So it was meant it like literally I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. It's like,
you
what
know,
are you gonna do? Not figure it out? Like,
right.
No.
Exactly.
It's
You
sink or
figure it
swim.
out.
You sink or swim.
Yeah. And I no regrets. Like literally no regrets.
I love it.
Yeah. So a lot of my time in this container was I ended up like catching flies because that was
literally catching flies.
like literally because like my house, right? I'd have the doors open. It was in the summertime. So like these flies were coming into my house. Okay. And I didn't even have a pet at this time. This was like one of the small times in my life where I didn't have a dog.
My God.
Yeah. So I devised all these different experiments about how to catch these flies, right? I was trying like honey water and like sugar water and all these things.
And you said that like stale black coffee was the way, right?
Black
Was that
coffee
the way?
with milk
With milk
is the way to catch them. That's the best, okay? But what would happen, right, in this container of no outside information coming in, right? Everything was just me and my house with these flies. And of course, like I saw friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not like a full hermit.
No,
to be clear.
No, but I would be like, no, sorry, I can't like have lunch with you because I'm in my like, you know, I had like rules and guidelines for myself, right? Like, I'm not just going to like go do whatever. I'm actually like, I want to be in the space and feel it,
right.
you know?
So that it's worth it.
Yeah. And so I ended up like talking to the flies and then, you know, like, why are you like having these full conversations? Because I was alone a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And also then I would have these, like I would catch them and then they would die. And then I would be like, whoa, now they're dead. And so I would go deep into these like thought processes about what is it to be alive? What this little creature now is gone. What happened to it? What is death? What, you know, all these deep-seated like knowings and understandings that I would just like explore both with writing, with poetry. I wasn't doing visual art then. I was all doing poetry. So then I would write about it. And that was like one of the most creative, I think it's probably the most creative time in my whole entire life.
That is so cool.
I'm curious what came through for you, like as noteworthy. I'm sure many things came through, but like what was maybe your biggest takeaway from that time? Like what came through?
It's like you have to create the space for yourself. You have to create the container for yourself if you truly want to touch like what creativity is. You know, it's like, I think we can all have this awareness of that it's there, but it's like, how close to the nucleus of that do you want to go? You know, how much do you also want to confront yourself? Because it's not just about, right? Like my process as an artist and a creative is always inward, right? And I think they're the same energy in a way, right? Like, but like, how far into that nucleus do you want to go? How much do you want to be shaped and created, you know, shaped your own self by how far you can go creatively, you know? So I didn't have distractions, you know, and I also gave myself permission to have that space. And I think like that's basically like a residency I made, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think for anyone who is a creative person, making a residency for yourself or participating in a structured residency is life-changing.
Totally.
So like, how would you keep on saying this word creativity. I just want to know like how you define creativity.
That's a good question. I was also thinking of that question too.
Yeah. Gosh, creativity, I think it's hard to explain because it feels so visceral. And I think for everybody it's different, but I would say for me it is like it's an energy. It's like this, I would almost like, I love metaphors, right? So I feel like it's almost the equivalent when I'm deep in my creative process, right? When I'm deep in my practices and I'm not worrying about what someone thinks of my work, or I'm worrying about if it's good enough, right? When I'm just in the pure creative energy, it's like I feel altered. Like I feel like I have taken mushrooms and there's like, there's a oneness. It's like that same kind of like feeling almost of like when you've done a really beautiful yoga practice and you feel centered in your heart and you feel alive, right? It's like, and it's such a, like, I don't know if the right word is insular, right? It's like, I'm very here, right? But everything is just in order and great. And it's like being altered. I feel expansive and, it's like I've touched into that.
Expansive is such a good word. That made me think of these moments that I have that I can never articulate. But there are these like very specific moments in my life that make me feel the way that you've described. And it's usually on this one roller coaster. It's the swings, you know, when they like spin you around like really high.
Yeah.
For some reason, every time I'm on one of those rides, I feel expansive, and that is the perfect word to describe it. I feel like my whole heart is open to the whole world, and I'm just like, yes, everything is possible.
Yeah.
I love that
so cool
roller
that,
coasters.
Creativity makes you feel like that because
it is. It's so interesting. It's like where's the Venn diagram where those two places cross?
Right.
The like, you know, kind of natural high flow state of this roller coaster experience, and then like you digging into your creativity by talking to flies.
Right. Right, truly. But I see there's like freedom. It's like I feel like the connective, you know, tissue in the Venn diagram is like freedom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The expansiveness, that like I'm like a flow state. It's just like there's nothing to keep you back from anything.
Yeah.
I don't know though, because sometimes for me creativity feels very uncomfortable. Because you're like
totally.
You're so like you have to face yourself in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is not comfortable.
It's not always fun. Which I mean, I feel like you kind of mentioned like you're confronting yourself in that process.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done any art for myself or any kind of free art since last time I saw you guys.
Dang.
Yesterday was the first day.
How did that feel after like
so
months
discomfort?
Yeah.
So much discomfort. I was like, oh my Lord.
You're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
There's like a weird, it's like, what are you allowed to do?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's how I feel if I've done like just commissions or like
Yeah.
something for something else for a while, is it's like, I have permission to do anything. Then I can get a little like of like option overwhelm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get that?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like when you can make anything and there's every available option, what do you make?
That's why I like textiles, because it's less of a blank piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
You surrender to the process of like, this has to, you know, like when you're weaving something, it has rules. There's only one way to thread a loom.
That's true.
There's parameters.
I think I always get stuck up on what's it gonna be. Because yes, there are rules to like using the loom and to weaving, but like I've already had to make a lot of decisions before I get there.
That's true. So even before you like are in the process, you have to, that's the blank piece of paper for you.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why morning pages are awesome, because it's literally a blank piece of paper and you get through that
you fill it
bit in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I remember the only time I've done morning pages in my life, I did it for 2 weeks and it made me an activist.
That makes sense.
I was dating this guy also who was like an organizer. I don't know, he's making me think a lot about life. And then I like did morning pages and I was like, what am I doing? Like if I have to sit with uncomfortability, like the most important thing that I have to be uncomfortable with is like the world. And it made me do this whole, I don't know. For me, it like sitting in discomfort is so powerful in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
I think it's so important. And something that I'm working on constantly. It's like
forever.
So important. It sucks.
I don't think it ever goes away.
Great.
Oh, awesome. So exciting.
But I do think the more and more we just don't care about stuff along the way. So then the discomfort's just different.
Well, but it's a balance, because you have to like have structure to have freedom. Like you have to have discomfort to have comfort.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know?
It's that checks and balances of the world. Do you I have this as a question, but like this kind of space we're talking about, are you listening to something? Do you like to have silence? Are you like, let me put on this specific album? How do you do that? 'Cause I have a friend who like, when she is weaving and doing all that, she's like, I feel so overstimulated when I listen to music. So she's like, I have nothing. So I'm curious like where you're at in that part of your process.
Depends on what I'm working on. There's not like, I'm trying to think because there's a creative process when you're really in tune with it, and then it almost doesn't matter what you have on because you can't hear it, right? But then there's also the times where I feel like I need to really think about something, and so then I don't want anything. I think I go between I do work in silence a lot. Because I like to be in discomfort and I like to press myself, you know? And then otherwise I could listen to a book if it was a book that felt very supportive.
Yeah.
Are we talking like romance novel? Or
no.
Yeah, what is a supportive book for you?
Well, so first of all, I can't say never. Mostly I never read nonfiction because I think it's a waste of time.
Nonfiction or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction.
Sorry, fiction.
Like, wait, what?
She's not fiction. A novel girl.
A waste of time, girl. It's art.
I know. I'm like such a learner. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That I'm like, it has to be learning. And even if it's like storytelling, it has to be like stories from the ancestors that are going to teach me something.
Girl, I feel the same.
No,
I feel in between, okay? Because as someone who has just entered the romance novel world, I've really enjoyed it because for years, like after, I guess like high school, I would say, I could not pick up a novel. I couldn't do it. I wanted to read like about things happening, you know, whatever it was. Yeah. And I still like am really interested in nonfiction stuff, but like I just maybe last year, like did the like ACOTAR series on audiobooks. I was like, okay, well, that was entertaining. And I've read a couple other ones. We actually did a podcast with a friend of ours talking about a romance novel that we read together,
Insane.
like the four of us, which was really fun.
So fun.
Uh-huh.
And like, there's something, I think what I started to crave from that was like, there's this escapism. I think that I know I seek, especially right now because of the just state of things in the world. And like, obviously like social media is not the place to escape to anymore. I feel like maybe it used to be. But definitely not anymore. So it felt like a place to escape where I didn't have to worry about maybe learning something. I could just like slip in and enjoy. If I don't remember a part, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I find a lot of like relief in that.
There's no like pressure to like be a certain way for anyone. For like, I don't have to think about. I just think I spend a lot of time in my day like thinking about what I'm doing and like what my goals are and like what like my purpose is, and sometimes I just need to like think about like silly, happy two people in love, kiss, yay.
And if there's a really steamy sex scene, then great.
Awesome. Love that. Do you have any form of escapism? Not feel like your vibe.
What is your form of that? Or what do you
movies?
Movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, like, I don't like to watch like
rom-coms.
Like, no, I hate rom-coms, but I definitely like, I want to watch like a film. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to watch something that's like, I don't know, big Hollywood movie.
You're not watching the Avengers franchise.
I have,
You're
because
not.
my husband loves that, but
But if you were going to choose,
I would not choose that. No, I'm going to watch some movie that's going to be like some fucking traumatic thing where everyone's crying.
Right. Yeah.
That's great. That's cathartic.
I think sometimes I was going to say if like crying for a film or even a book is like has a weird effect on you, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
See, I can only read books like that. I can't watch movies I can't watch goriness like or horror, but I can read gory and horror.
Yeah.
There's something different when you see those specific things.
I love a movie about like someone dying of cancer though for some reason.
Yeah, it just tugs your
heart. Getcha.
Just like just have a good cry.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna recommend a film too if you haven't seen it. It's called Strawberry Mansion.
Haven't seen
Super
it.
It's a film.
Okay.
Capital F. Greg and I watched like I don't know a couple months ago maybe, and it's this guy. They're like in the future, but not like too far in the future. And he is an auditor for dreams.
Oh.
So he goes to this woman's house to audit her dreams, but she's like she's, probably in her 80s or something. And he's like 30s, 40s, let's say, like young kind of midlife. And she's like fully analog. Like she has like VCR tapes and like
of her dreams.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. And like he goes into her dreams and like they interact and it was really good.
Cool.
But talk about a good like film.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation to you.
Cool. Yeah.
There you go.
I love that. I do think about what I do for just fun though.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of just pure like I love walking my dogs, you know what I mean, but does that count?
Yeah.
Like I don't
because they need to be walked,
but
right?
I also love it. But like I love hiking, I love being outside in nature.
But still,
I think
that's,
those
like,
are
inherently like
Yeah.
work. Sorry,
I don't see it like
Diana's
Work
not
is
a hiker.
Okay, hear me out. That sounded very negative. Like you're still like you're like using your
body.
You have to work. Come on, like a hike is a little bit of work.
It is.
Sure. But then I guess that begs the question then, is fun always have to be like fully leisurely? Like can fun actually be movement?
Yes,
Right.
I think so.
Or
or
challenging in a physical way?
I think there should be no rules on fun.
I agree. Everyone.
If you like a hike, power to you. I'm not going to join you, but I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum. Like,
Hey, That's the thing.
There's not one way to have fun.
No.
I would agree with that.
Like my type of fun, some people would think is hell. Like
what's your type of fun?
Like a 5-hour board game.
See, that sounds like hell to me, I think.
Like my favorite thing is board game club, and every Wednesday we sit down and we do at least a 3-hour board game, and it's just because there's not 5 hours every night that a place is open where you can go play a board game. But on like
5 hours
every second Sunday of the month, we like literally play like, and it takes you 3 hours to just learn the rules. But you have to like, it just like tickles my brain in a way that is, and some people would be like, I listen to the rules and I just gloss over and my eyes are like, why would I ever do this? And I that's totally fair, you know?
Yeah,
that's how
fair. Everyone has their own experience. That's how I feel about hiking.
What would you say to your younger artist self about life, about art, about anything, really?
I don't like, you become, I think, as a creative, especially when it's your full time, I notice over time that I become a little I don't know, negative, I guess, about like the way that the world functions and how hard it is to make a living, right? As your own independent, you know, small business owner. So I try not to go to that space where I'm like telling the younger me, like, okay, don't do this, don't do that, right? Because I've learned so much.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think actually on that note, what I would say to my younger self is like, hey, you know, you have mentors, you have these people that are helping you along the way. Actually listen to them. Because I thought somehow that I was going to do it differently, right? And I don't think that it was even arrogance and thinking I knew better. It's that the systems felt so unnatural and not the way it should be that I had some kind of like high hopes that I'm going to change the system. I'm going to do something different, right? But really, everyone was telling me along the way, like, hey, we have the information and that's going to be incredibly hard.
Gotcha.
Right? So I wish that I could see, like, not to lose that wanting to change the systems and wanting things to be different, but also coming back down to say, like, okay, I can still hold that. And these people are also like giving me all this information and I also need to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say that. And I would say, don't ever let anyone discourage you from doing anything that you feel that you want to. Like, don't ever give up your dreams. Don't ever change wanting to dream and working towards what you feel like most connected to. You know, because there's a lot of like poo-pooing on.
Oh, for sure.
You know, especially like trying to be a full-time, you know, creative. There's a lot of people out there saying like you can't do it, and always do.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah,
always through that.
Yeah, trust your intuition. Nobody knows better. You know, it's like I'm saying the same thing, and I'm saying like both trust yourself and listen to other people. You know, it's like right, but it's like again, what's that balance? Like not to always trust your intuition, but also listen to people that are there to help guide you, who have already gotten a lot of information on the path.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious to hear more about too. I remember talking about it last time. That you were in a learning program for
somatics.
Yeah.
Did I start that already before?
I think you had like just started.
Maybe I signed up for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense that I just started it. Yeah. I'm studying to be a somatic therapist.
Yeah. Talk to us about what that is. What are somatics? Like,
somatics is basically like soma, which is another word for our body, which means like how our bodies experience life, trauma, everything, right? Especially in this kind of modern Western world, we live here, right? We're always cognitive, we're always thinking, and we think that like our brain is actually who we are and our mind is always truthful, and it's not, right? Like our mind is a functioning organ, right? A part of us.
Right.
Right. And our mind is working all the time to keep us safe, to do all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But actually how we experience the world fully is in our body. Right. So somatics is all about the body and all about returning to the body because we've learned to just live here.
I gotcha.
Right. So it's about nervous system regulation. It's about how to move through the world connected to yourself, not disconnected from yourself.
Oh my God. When are you going to be licensed? I feel like we need to make a session happen.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
What is like the act of
yeah, well,
therapy?
yeah, totally. What modalities are you using?
It's so much of breath is a big one, right? But there's so many somatic tools. And a lot of them are innate to like what we do or what like we have done as human beings, but a lot of them are forgotten, right? But like so much is about breath, just different ways to literally connect to the internal world, right? And it's not just about meditation, which is oftentimes about also the mind, but also the mind-body connection. So that can be dance, movement, connecting to certain aspects of your body that are talking to you, right? Like earlier this week, I have kind of like, I wouldn't say neck pain, but I have like, my neck is always like, hello, Dyanna, can you please pay attention?
Something to tell you again today.
I would like to talk to you, right? But normally our normal Western way is like, oh, I need somebody else to fix this for me, right?
Yeah.
So somatics is all about learning, right? To say like, I sat down and I was like, okay, again, doing all my practices, right? And this is what you would do in a session with me or with another somatic therapist is it's connecting to whatever is ready to speak, right? Within your body. So when I connected to my neck to say like, hey, what's going on? Well, the information I received was that it's all my worry. And it's holding there. And it's not just my worry. It's also like my mother's worry and the worry that she's passed down. Right.
Ooh, generational trauma.
Yeah. And so the like antidote for that, if you will, was when I asked that question was actually gratitude. So then I started a gratitude practice into like, I'm trying to do that each morning now, but specifically like also holding my neck and like what's going on there. And like over time, it will tell me more. But that's like something that you can't find with your mind alone, and it is mind-body connection.
Cool.
Yeah. And then over time, you're working with like that specific thing so that we can relieve that pain or that old trauma because trauma also gets stored in our body.
Yeah. The body keeps the score. That's like the book that kind of, I feel like was a catalyst in the Western world to like pay attention to that again.
Yeah, definitely. Since I was a little girl, I always knew, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud.
Say it.
I always knew that I was like meant to do something. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like, it was always been a knowing. Okay. But I think when I was younger and I was still kind of in the like fabric of this society, right? I thought like, oh, that means like famous or something.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't know
in a way,
what that actually meant. And what I understand now is that I'm actually here to do my own healing work. And that is like a butterfly ripple effect out to other people.
That's lovely.
Yeah. And it's like the reason why I make art, the reason why I have my fiber art, the reason why I feel like I wake up every day is to help other people suffer less.
Aww.
And so,
dude, I'm gonna cry.
No,
I can't look at you. Keep going.
And finding somatics work is just like I spent this whole last year like basically asking like, please show me the next part in my path, because I feel like, I'm asking this question like, universe, if you will, right? Like, what can I do for you, right? Like, and also I need help on this path, right? So when I found somatics, it's like every fiber of who I am.
Fiber.
I use that on purpose.
Hashtag fiber.
Hashtag fiber. Like, is what you do as a somatic facilitator.
That's amazing.
Right? So I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And so it also feels like a literal way to actually help people suffer less.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to do with my creativity and art too. But for some reason that feels a lot harder. Like I'm struggling with like how to get there. And I feel like all of this together, like everything that's happened for me in this last year, and like it's kind of like my paths have now come together. And I had to kind of like go out on a few and like collect some things, you know, and now I feel, like I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't know what the exact next feature is, but I feel so embodied in what somatics is and how it can literally change people's lives, because it's changed my life.
That's really cool.
And literally crafting, like how we started this conversation, is with your hands. It is the body, right? Like
it's the body.
Full circle. Yes.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
Man.
So that also feels like, why do we have to also go through certain therapeutic, you know, modalities to heal that are only one certain way, right? Like, can't you also heal by weaving? And what is the intention when you're weaving, right? And what is it like? All these things are really about going inward, right? And when we go inward and look at what's going on here and heal it, then the world heals, right?
Totally.
If everyone lived in their heart, there wouldn't be war, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Okay, I think we talked about it a little, but what inspires you? Like, I think from what you've said, it seems like you find a lot of inspiration from yourself, like your grounding practices, but I would love to know what inspires you.
Yeah. I would say just what it is to be human is really, I think, what is the most inspiring right now. Like the human condition. I'm also like researching and also deeply like processing internally so much about death. Death has been like something that we all know is going to happen, right? And I would say probably in the last like 5 years of my life, I've become more focused on what that means. Like within my art and watching my parents age. And I started volunteering at hospice. I'm probably going to become a death doula also.
That's what you were talking about
I
last
remember
time, right?
that.
Yeah.
Tell us more about like what that is, what that means to you.
I feel like that has a lot to do with your work, Dee.
It does. Death has a lot to do with my work just because I've experienced it very closely. And you know, it's like once you experience the death of someone that's super close to you, or I would assume even if you had a near-death experience, you just like can't not think about it. I mean, I think about it constantly. It's just like you said, it's something that we will all experience, yet no one can like really fully prep you for it because you go beyond, you know, whatever that consciousness or that veil is. And it's, you know, very hard to communicate between that. And I think there are some people who can do it and some people maybe just don't know how to tap into it. But yeah, so tell us about being a death doula. What is that?
I mean, death doula is the same as like a birth doula, except that it's at the end of your life instead of the beginning. And a death doula is really there to support the person that is transitioning. And also their family, because in Western society, we don't talk about death. People do not want to talk about it. And so oftentimes when it comes to, if we're able to know that our death is coming, right? If that's part of our process, as opposed to a abrupt death, which is very different. Right. It can then be working with someone so that they can be accepting their death and making sure that they're feeling in a way like complete about life as they move through the transition and at peace. And then also supporting the family, because we don't talk about death. We oftentimes don't also prepare for death. And even though someone might be prepared for death in far as like paperwork or what wishes are, most people are not oftentimes emotionally prepared. So being someone there who knows how to hold space, you know, do grief work, and really show up for people as a grounded person, in support in any way that they need through that is, you know, from where I am right now, my understanding of what a death doula is. Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
It is.
But like, do you find that influences your art? And
yes, and I often wonder why with my own art I don't actually just like dive into all these like big things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I want to do with my art, and it also feels really scary, which means that it's the direction, you know?
Totally.
I've also been with people as they've been dying and close people, and it does absolutely like change you know?
Absolutely.
But I hope that we can start to have these conversations so that people are more prepared and accepting when it's time to die, because you know, witnessing someone who is scared or doesn't want to, or even like their family who are not willing to let them go, is just more suffering.
Totally.
You know? So, and you know, talking about like not wanting to feel discomfort, that's so much of what it is, right? We're conditioned in this culture to not feel sad or discomfort or anger, right? Whatever the myriad of negative emotions are. And all those come with grief. Yeah. So, you know, again, like it's all about education and just opening up these spaces for people to talk about, you know, this inevitability that we all know, you know. Guillermo del Toro says like, we're all on this train and we all have the same like destination. And I also think like talking about death makes you, or invites you at least, to live like a more full life.
Yeah, it's like I would makes agree. You be more intentional and more
because
gracious.
Yeah, because our time is finite, and you can't do everything,
right?
And there is a point where you just have to ask yourself, what's important to me to get out of this life, and to then do it.
Right.
Yeah. It's a privilege to have life, to get old.
It's a miracle that our hearts are beating right now. It's like seriously so fragile, you know?
Right. And if you didn't like quote unquote choose to be here, because we all just are kind of born and like wake up and you're like, oh, okay, I'm here now. Make choices in your life. Because you have control over your choices.
Yeah. Unless we did choose to be here.
And we forgot.
Well,
honestly, that's what I think.
You think that makes we chose sense. To be here? Like from like
I think we chose to be here. We chose our family. We chose the all the stuff that we start with because we're here to like move through, or I don't have the exact words, right? But like
move through like a specific experience we want to work through.
Some people talk about like we're here to learn lessons, and I don't think it's that simplistic. But I think that we choose to come here.
That is so interesting.
And also we don't like I don't know
specifically.
Right.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Earth?
Oh, to Earth?
What do you mean? Like you know, like if
yeah. But then like you think about dimensions, and then it's like, do you choose what dimension you go into?
Right.
I don't
like
know.
how specific can you choose?
Like you would choose
like,
I want to
I want to live in the 1970s or whatever.
Right. Time is not linear, so
exactly.
Yeah.
You could totally do that.
And then
I love my choice if that's the case.
Good.
I'm happy with it.
Well done.
Good. I don't know. Then I do feel some sort of issue with that because of like people who have tough lives, who have really tough childhoods, whose parents are not, you know, don't parent good or like well. You know, like, because some people don't connect with their families at all. So, you know, if it is a choice, like, there's no way you can know everything, because why would you choose a difficult life?
Because that's part of your path. Like, if we all lived here and we're just in utopia, I don't know, that would be a very different existence. But also, like, we know we're going to die, right? Like, we know all these things, but yet we know nothing at the same time, right? So, yeah. I'm always like, I actually know nothing, but this is what I believe.
Yeah. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's for everyone.
Totally.
Yeah. But I think also like the idea of choice is that it can also empower people to feel like, yes, this is the story I have been handed, right? Like this is my blueprint. This is my family. But I now get the choice, right? And I have the power within myself to change that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I wish that no one was born with suffering, you know?
Totally.
Like it's and it's something that we don't really understand.
Yeah.
You know? And also why is like our generations like now the ones to be doing all this work?
Right.
You know, it's
what
like
kind of work? Like emotional work?
Yeah.
Right.
Somatic work.
All of it.
But
yeah.
Do you really think that's true? Because I feel like there's like ancient practices that are like have way more figured out than we do.
Definitely. Maybe. I'm talking modern, whatever this like weird
like not our parents,
thing we're in.
But
right.
no.
Like as opposed to like the generations right next to us within like 100 years or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, what's next for you?
Yeah. What projects are you excited about in this new 2026? And
so because I'm painting on silk a lot, I'm interested in like, gosh, so there's so many aspects, right? Like I'll go all meta into all the things, but then we'll be here for another 2 hours. So basically, I really want to combine my artwork and the fiber work. And like, that's where it's been going for so long. And so what I'm excited about is to drop everything that I think about creativity, that I think about art, right? That I think about crafting, that I think about making, and just see what's there inside. Because the journey has been like, am I a painter? Am I a fiber artist? And I'm also okay being all those things.
Right.
But I'm ready to make a body of work.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm ready to make a body of work that I'm like committed to and I'm working on until it feels like it's all been birthed, right? The question is ultimately for me, what is that? Because there are so many things that I like think deeply about and like so many aspects that feel alive, you know? So it's about commitment, which is very hard for me. So
it doesn't sound like it to me. What are you talking about? Commitment? You're so committed. You're the most committed person I've ever talked to.
I appreciate that.
Maybe that's just like what you are presenting on the outside.
Yeah.
That's how you've committed to like yourself and your routine, and you have so much discipline. Like, how do you feel like you're not committed?
I really love that reflection, first of all. Thank you. Like I have moved 3 times in the last 3 years.
Yep.
So, you know, I think I have that kind of commitment stuff where I'm like, where do I belong?
Sure.
You know? But it's true. Like that reflection's actually very validating. And I feel, witnessed in that. But that I do have a lot of like deep, like commitments to myself and to my healing practices and to my art practice. So maybe I just need to ease up a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Go. Yeah. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah. Like it's okay to actually like
read a rom-com.
Have fun. Exactly. I was like, what if I just make art that's just fun and it's not all like about the human experience and death and like but truly, you know, like what would it be like to
not that there's anything wrong
not
with
do that. But that's like who I naturally am. But it can also be like I'm having an existential crisis all the time, you know?
Oh my God. That's like every day I wake up and think about something.
What's the meaning of life?
Maybe
why are we here?
Maybe you should be uncomfortable and running away from the uncomfortable for a second.
Right. Right. Get uncomfortable in the joy and the joy. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a good challenge.
Go on the swing ride. That's all I gotta say.
Chase another high.
Yeah, I like the swing ride. And then I with my brand, I'm moving more towards like one of a kind painted scarves.
Gorge.
Ooh, that's so fun.
Yeah, but mostly I'm just really open to what is the next. I'm open to what is next.
Yeah,
awesome.
I love that.
And it sounds like I need fun in order to lightness.
Yes. Well,
what is the word for that? Joy?
Right.
Joy.
Levity.
Levity is
That's
a good word.
Grounding word for me.
I do remember, as someone who made a lot of work thinking about death and those types of themes, I did get to a point where I was like, I think I need to put joy back into my work, because it was like, okay, everything's like white and sad and really heavy.
Right.
And if that's the only reason I'm making anymore, I like am going to be so sad all the fucking time.
Right.
And yeah, that's been a nice journey to find how to reconnect with like joyfulness in the work and it not being so heavy. So yeah, there's something there.
Definitely.
I can't wait to see what you do. Everyone, go to
serpent.co.
SERPEN.co.
Yeah. You can find Dyanna on the Instawebs at serpent_collective, or do you have like a personal art one too?
Yeah. What's is my whole name, DYANNACSAPOSS.
There's the
let's make a song.
DYANNACSA.
Yeah, I had to think about like, oh my gosh.
La 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 la.
We'll put it in the show notes so you guys don't have to like re-listen to that 10 times to make sure you got it spelled correctly.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yeah,
again.
thank you.
Thanks for having me. Such a pleasure.
Always.
Okay, love you. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
This podcast episode is hosted and produced by the Dynamic team of Dyanna Harper and Diana Kennedy. All branding and graphic design is created by the ever-talented Addie. You can find her on Instagram at Addie the Nomad. Our intro and outro music is written and produced by the amazing My Boy Scoochie. You can find him on Spotify at My Boy Scoochie or on Instagram at myboy.scoochie. Many thanks to all our collaborators and to our wonderful listeners. Ta-ta for now.
There are two of them.